Okay.
Us, today, we will be reading Romeo and Juliet.
Shakespeare? Are they still teaching us this?
How many times can you read Wherefore Art Thou? Okay, we get it. Poetic genius.
I don't know what any of these lines mean.
Ugh, there's no way this is English. Today we're going to be looking at one of Shakespeare's most celebrated sonnets, referred to as 130, or My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun.
Now, this is a pretty short read to begin with, but there's a lot more to this sonnet than meets the eye.
So let's go over the basics. Good news! If trying to understand the meter of a poem makes you want to drive off a cliff, sonnets are pretty easy to understand, so let's get to it.
A Shakespearean sonnet is written in a meter called iambic pentameter.
What the is that, Kat?
Let's make it simple. Sonnets are composed of 14 lines. Each line consists of 10 syllables. The 10 syllables are divided into 5 pairs. These pairs are called iambic feet.
Each foot has one unstressed syllable, followed by one stressed syllable. See? Easy! And if you can't understand that, well then, we can't help you.
The poem begins, and the speaker states that his mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. The sonnet is usually considered a parody of the Petrarchan love sonnet. A Petrarchan love sonnet is a sonnet of the kind used by Italian poet Petrarch, with an octave rhyming A, B, B, A, A, B, B, A, and a sestet typically rhyming C, D, C, D, C, D, or C, D, E, C, D, E. You know how they go. Till I compare thee to a summer's day.
Go home! You get the point. So the poem basically parodies what traditional sonnets do. They compare women to things that really do little to accurately describe their features.
Hi.
Bridget, I think you should go to the ladies. Trust me on this one.
And I mean, he has a point. If we were to take all sonnets literally and his mistress's eyes really were like the sun, then he'd be suffering from some pretty bad radiation.
And come on, we'd be picturing some pretty up looking people.
The speaker continues by stating that if snow be white, then her breast be dead.
Pardon?
If hair be wires, black wires grow in her head.
Do you even brush your hair?
In the breath that from my mistress's reeks.
Need I say more? From the looks of this poem, his mistress could maybe try a little harder, but that's really not what he's saying. The last 2 lines of the poem stress the fact that she is no goddess, but he loves her regardless.
So as we said before, the sonnet is generally considered a parody of traditional love sonnets, in which the speaker suggests that he doesn't need to draw such extravagant comparisons in order to prove his love.
Keep in mind, these are also tactics that Shakespeare is famous for, so what's up with that? Why are you trying to confuse us, Shakespeare? He also confesses his love at the end of the poem, which fits the traditional mold.
Baby, you my everything, you all I ever wanted. We could do it real big, bigger than you ever done it. You be up on everything, other hoes ain't never on it. I want this forever, I swear I could spend whatever on it. Cause she hold me down every time I hit up. When I get right, I promise that we gon' live it up.
Now, it may be obvious, but this sonnet could also be a critique on the written word.
We once again go back to the question of art. Even if we were to use a more sophisticated, accurate metaphor, could we really describe the facial features of that person?
It's something to consider what the limitations of poetry are. The rhyme scheme of a Shakespearean sonnet is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. The first 4 lines, or quatrain, the speaker is comparing his lover to certain things, like coral, the sun, snow, and wires, which draw connections between attempting to show how his mistress perhaps has more realistic features.
In the second and third quatrains, his descriptions occupy 2 lines. For example, he describes perfume, and in the next line, the stench of his lover's breath. As a result, each have a pair of unrhymed lines.
The poem becomes unrefined, not neatly organized. His thoughts are scattered, and in a sense imperfect, like his lover. Similarly, the sound is rough and doesn't flow as smoothly as many other sonnets. Now it's time for the lesson of the day.
A good sonnet can go a long way, but not if it's written like this one.
Also, find someone who loves you for your personality and not all those superficial things like great hair. That's all for now.
See you next time on Lit Love.